If you live in North America, you probably heard that there is an opioid crisis going on here. If you're not sure what this means, keep watching and I'll explain it to you. Welcome to this YouTube channel. Let's talk about pain. At the end of this video, you may leave your comments, questions, or suggestions for future topics. Remember that this YouTube channel is not intended to provide individual patients advice. Rather, it's for education purposes only. If you have a condition that is causing you chronic pain, please consult your doctor to get a proper diagnosis and a treatment plan for you. And what are opioids exactly? Opioids are analgesics used to treat pain, and opioids are the most potent analgesics known to humanity. And where do opioids come from? There are opioids that are found in nature, like the opium poppy plant, and the two that are found in plants are codeine and morphine. Opioids have been cultivated in Mesopotamia by the Sumerians and Assyrians more than 3,000 years ago. There are also the opioids that are made in laboratory by pharmaceutical industry. We call this the synthetic and semi-synthetic opioids. And examples of this are oxycodone, tramadol, hydromorphone, fentanyl, hydrocodone. Those are opioids that are made in laboratory. A little bit of history about heroin. Heroin is an opioid, and it was invented by Bayer Pharmaceutical to substitute morphine in the early 1900s. And in 1906, it was approved in the United States as a treatment for pain and general use, but it quickly became obvious that a heroin was very addictive, and it was removed from the market, but it became now an illicit or illegal opioid. Our body also produces our own endogenous opioids. These are the endorphins, dynorphins, and enkephalins. How does our body react to opioids? When the opioids are given to a person, they will activate the receptors in the body, and many of those receptors are in the brain and in the pain pathways, causing analgesia. But they also will activate receptors inside of the brain, causing the brain to slow down activity, which then causes the person to become sleepy, sometimes dizzy, confused, and nausea. They will also activate receptors in the guts, causing the person to become constipated. When the person takes opioids every day, the body becomes used to them, and then it will need higher and higher doses to achieve the same effects. We call this tolerance. Also, if the person takes opioids every day, the body will become dependent. We call this physical dependence. This means that if one day the person forgets to take the medication, the person will have withdrawal symptoms. The symptoms of opioid withdrawal are very uncomfortable. They include abdominal cramps, muscle aches, stuffed nose, headaches, vomiting, diarrhea, agitation, insomnia. And they're very uncomfortable, and some people will have these symptoms very severe. It doesn't take too long for the person to develop physical dependence. It may take a few days or weeks, especially if the person is taking every day, and especially if they're taking at a high dose. And some people will continue using opioids just to avoid the uncomfortable withdrawal symptoms. Why do some people become addicted to opioids? Addiction is a disease of the brain. It's a disease of the reward system. In some people, the opioids will give a sensation of happiness. We call this euphoria, and this is why some people start using the opioids. But after the person develops physical dependence and tolerance, they don't have the euphoria anymore. but they continue using it because they want to avoid the very uncomfortable withdrawal symptoms. The person with addiction or opioid use disorder will have some symptoms, and these are common to any substance use disorder, including alcohol, cocaine, heroin, any other substance. The person will have a strong craving for the drug. They also have a compulsive use. They lose control on how much they use, and they will continue using despite of the consequences to themselves, to their careers, to their jobs, consequences to their family, to their loved ones, and these are signs of opioid use disorder. Why are so many people dying of opioid overdoses in North America? When opioids enter the brain, they can also stop an area of the brain that controls the breathing, and the person will fall asleep and stop breathing. This is what we call opioid intoxication or overdose. Because there are so many people using opioids in North America, by prescription from doctors or using illegal or illicit opioids, there are many people dying of overdose in the United States and Canada. This is even more important because those who are dying are young adults. According to the CDC in the United States, the rise in opioid deaths has 3 distinct phases. The first wave of the opioid-related deaths in the United States and Canada was related to the rise of the opioid prescriptions by doctors. The second wave was around 2010 with an increase in heroin-related deaths. And the third wave, which is more recent, started in 2013, is related to the illicitly manufactured fentanyl. Since this opioid crisis started, which was around 1999, more than 400,000 people died of an opioid-related overdose, either by prescription opioids or by illicit opioids. And in Canada, every day, there are 11 lives that are lost to an opioid-related overdose. Have you heard of Naloxone? What is Naloxone? Naloxone blocks the effect of the opioids in the brain, but only temporarily. Naloxone kits are distributed by pharmacies all over Canada. If someone sees a person who is not breathing because of an opioid overdose, they can save that person's life by administering Naloxone and calling 911. Why are doctors still prescribing opioids? Opioids are very potent analgesics, and therefore they are very useful for the treatment of acute pain, such as after a fracture, a trauma, an accident, or during surgery or after surgery. They are also very useful to improve the quality of life of people who have end-of-life conditions, such as cancer. For people who have chronic pain, but not from a life-threatening condition, the use of opioids is more controversial. There are even some chronic pain conditions that may get worse with opioids, such as migraines, headaches, and fibromyalgia. But there are some chronic pain conditions that do get better with opioids, for example, neuropathic pain. And there are other chronic pain conditions, such as chronic back pain, muscle pain, myofascial pain syndrome, that don't need opioids to treat. What they need is actually exercise, good posture, good sleep, weight loss, stop smoking, those kind of things. Unfortunately, many patients with chronic pain continue taking opioids because they think that they need for their pain. But actually, they are taking the opioids to avoid the withdrawal symptoms that are horrible and they have every time that they try to cut down the dose. Doctors and patients need to know all the other alternatives that can be used instead of opioids. They need to know all the tools that can be used in the toolbox to manage chronic pain, to improve pain and improve quality of life. Opioids may be one of the tools in this toolbox, but it's certainly not the only one. If you like this video, give us a thumb up And if you have any suggestions for future topics, just write it down in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I also tweet, I have a Facebook page and an Instagram account. Feel free to go there and leave your comments there too. Bye, see you later.